You think America's superpower status is all about its economy? Think again. The real secret lies in its incredibly unique geography. Just look at this map, from the bustling East Coast to the wild Rocky Mountains. Every single region is a totally different world. Today, let's decode it, starting with the state of Maine. This is where British and French fleets first planted their flags. Look at this massive green stretched arboreal forest ecosystem spreading right across the border. Hundreds of years have passed, but 98% of the British and Irish descendants here have perfectly preserved that classic colonial architecture. And as you pass through these towns, you'll be hit by the breathtaking sight of thousands of scattered lakes. Ever wonder where all these lakes came from? Flashback 12,000 years to the Ice Age. When those massive glaciers melted over non-permeable bedrock, they left behind thousands of water-filled depressions, forever changing the face of this land. Right next door is Vermont, boasting the stunning, rolling green mountains stretching over 130 miles. Hop over to New Hampshire, and things get even more rugged with the towering Mount Washington. Drop a little further south, and you hit Massachusetts, a state that has it all. From the picturesque Berkshire hills and fertile valleys to a jagged, torn-up coastline, creating some of the most perfect natural harbors on Earth. But hold on. What do all these East Coast states have in common? They all live in the shadow of a massive giant, the Appalachian Mountains. Stretching across 18 states, this mountain range is the ultimate architect of America's geography. 480 million years ago, violent tectonic collisions tore the Earth's crust apart, pushing up massive folds of rock to forge this Great Wall. Just how terrifying is this barrier? For a long time, British colonists were completely powerless to push west, forced to huddle along the coastline. The Appalachians even dictate the weather. Expanding like a giant shield, they blocked the moist air blowing in from the ocean, turning the eastern slopes into lush, rain-soaked forests, while leaving the western side completely dry. Trapped by this mountain wall, northeastern states like New York and Massachusetts had to find their lifeline in the ocean. The twisting bays and the massive Great Lakes became the ultimate historical leverage. A massive network of trade ports exploded onto the scene, turning this region into the busiest maritime hub connecting North America and Europe. But beyond the cold industrial northeast lies the south, the nation's major hub for agricultural resources. The standout was Florida, a swampy peninsula surrounded by water on three sides. So strategic that the Spanish quickly founded St. Augustine, the oldest city in the US, before handing Florida to America in 1819. Alongside Georgia and Alabama, the South's fertile coastal plains were quietly building an economic empire of their own. Fueled by incredibly fertile soil and an endless network of rivers, this land birthed a massive agricultural empire. But the South wasn't just shaped by the British early on. States like Alabama and Mississippi were heavily fought over and controlled by France and Spain. And cutting right through the heart of it all, the mighty Mississippi River. It carved out the deep South, creating vast deltas, swamps, and vulnerable low-lying cities like New Orleans, sitting right below sea level. Moving inland, the landscape violently shifts into the rugged Ozark Plateau, sparking a hybrid economy of farming and natural resource mining. But the real game changer hit in 1803. The US pulled off the ultimate real estate deal, buying the massive Louisiana territory from France. This bold move blew the doors wide open, pushing American borders past the Appalachian transition zones and deep into the unknown frontier. Meanwhile, thousands of settlers finally poured over the mountains to claim cheap, unmapped land. The coastal plains, stretching from Virginia down to Georgia, became the perfect incubator for a booming plantation economy. Tobacco and rice came first, but soon, King Cotton took the throne. However, this heavy reliance on large-scale agriculture ultimately isolated the South culturally and economically, freeing the rest of the country, setting the stage for the American Civil War. But if the Northeast controlled trade and the South dominated farming, the Midwest became the engine of modern America. Rich soil and the Great Lakes fueled rapid growth as cities like Chicago, Detroit, and Milwaukee boomed in the 19th century. Supported by railroads and cheap water transport, the region turned into the center of U.S. industry and helped make America the world leader in automobile manufacturing. Venture beyond the Great Lakes, and you enter the endless horizon of the Great Plains. Early immigrants from Germany, Scandinavia, and Ireland brought modern farming techniques to this harsh frontier. Facing freezing winters and short summers, they still transformed the open grasslands into vast, mechanized farmland that could feed millions across America. And that's the unique geographical DNA that shaped the eastern and central United States. From industrial cities to endless plains, each region played a powerful role in building the nation. If you enjoyed this journey, stay tuned, because in the next episode, we head west to explore the wild landscapes of Texas and California.